What's up, everyone? All right, so here we are Monday morning, back in the saddle, and NRSN squeezing up 300%. What a move. This was impressive. So I'm going to break it down in the recap. Did I trade it as well as I would have liked to have? No, not even close. But I did trade it. I got some good trades on it, a couple really nice trades, a couple bad trades too. We're going to break it all down in the recap. And as always, questions, comments, leave them down below. I'll see you back here first thing tomorrow morning for the morning show, right around between 8:30 and 9. I'll start streaming. So make sure you're tuned in. I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. All right, so I'm going to do a recap of today's trades. Kind of a disappointing day, sort of frustrating. Up 1,700 in my main account and down 800 in my retirement account. So after all is said and done with fees and commissions, it's going to be a red day because I overtraded. My commissions are pretty high today, and I'm disappointed because I was up about $12,000 on the day. I was up $10,000 in this account on with the profit being on NRSN, and then I gave it back as it came back down, and kind of frustrating. So I got a little stubborn today. I had a loss on pick right out of the gates. My first trade on it was a winner, long here for the breakthrough 7, small winner, and then bought. It rips up. Nice exit, profit, and then I added back like right up here at 715. I thought we were going to break through 720, and I stopped out at like 675, and I went red, $5,400 on PIK. So that put me red on the day, and then I was red on HUSN. So I was actually red about $8,000 on the day today. Not good. I recovered primarily on NRSN. So NRSN was our 4th or 5th leading gapper today, and I mean, really surprising the way it opened up here. I started to trade it around this break right here of, it was around 240, around $2.40 or $2.35. Started to open up right here. We got a squeeze up to 266, pulled back, and then a squeeze up to 292. Dropped down, then ripped back up to a high of 310, pulled back, and then it pulled away from 310 up to 350, all the way up to 4. Bit of a wall around 4. Finally broke it, hit a high of 418, dips down, broke 418, rips up here to 477. Now that was daily resistance. If we look at the daily chart, 470 was the high, all-time highs right there. So 477, it had some resistance, and then it pulled away from there, and this thing really went parabolic. And what's most frustrating is I traded it so well on the move up. I had a fantastic dip trade right here. I bought at about 560. I added about 530. It curls up, rips through 618 right here. I took my profit. I was up 10,000 on the day. Then, over aggressive trader that I am, I added for the break of 7, and on this candle it drops from 7 all the way back down to 525. That was a drop, and I rode the drop down. I lost 6 grand, and I went from up 10,000 on the day to up 4 grand. Then I added back as it popped back up here, and then I stopped out again and was up only 1,800 on the day. Then I got back in right here and lost about 3,000. That drop. Hit a high of 675. I only had 3,000 shares. I was holding for the squeeze through 7. And if we look at this candle, it just, on this candle here, tanked 1 million shares of volume from 670 all the way down to 530. My camera, yeah, I see that. The battery died. It's all right. Anyways, so that was NRSN. Kind of disappointing that I didn't trade it better. I'm green on it, which is fine. I mean, I'm glad to be green. So glad to be green on it, but I'm just annoyed. I went down 8,000 on the day, then I was up 12 grand, and then back to down. So I'm Probably, like I said, down $1,000 on the day. At the end of the day, like that's not a big deal. It's whatever, $1,000 doesn't really matter. But I was up 12,000. That's what's frustrating, is I was green and I gave it back. And I overtraded. And I got caught in a couple of nasty drops. The two biggest drops of the day I was in right there. That was the worst one. I was long on that, and I was long in this pullback right into that drop there. So I managed my risk relatively well on it since I'm still green, but I gave back more than half my profit on NRSN. So it wasn't terrific. And then I just got stubborn on PIC and I got stubborn on HUSN. And shouldn't have gotten stubborn on those, but I did. So took losses there. HUSN, my loss on that, I was long right here and stopped as it broke the VWAP. And I even added, and then I was like, you know what, just cut it loose. Good. I cut it loose and that was it. So kind of a volatile day for me in the P&L, down 8,000, up 12,000, back to down 1,000. 1,700 in this account, minus that would be 1,000 on the day. But my commissions were over $2,000 already. They were about $2,000 in my retirement account. So be down 1,000 on. So, hey, you know what? Let's make it a successful red day. A small red day of $1,000, that's a successful red day, as far as I'm concerned, relative to my account. Is it annoying I'm not up 12,000? Of course, but you're not, I mean, this is just part of trading. Sometimes you're gonna have stocks that make huge moves, and those are recouping losses. So I was down $8,000. Minus 1,000 is still a good recovery, relatively speaking, and I can make it a good red day by walking away now, not overstaying my welcome, and not digging the hole deeper. So I'm down $1,000, to start the week. No big deal. I'll be back at it tomorrow. Honestly, today did not feel easy. It felt like there was a strong headwind on HUSN. There was a strong headwind. That one was not easy. PIC was not easy. EIGR was very small profit, not easy. BBLG was kind of tricky. So NRSN was the only one that I was able to get dialed in on. But by the time I started trading it, I was already down $8,000. So I wasn't as aggressive as I would have been had I really been in the driver's seat on it or on the day. And well, actually, that's not true. In some ways, I was more aggressive initially, but then took profits off quickly because I was trying to recoup losses. But I also don't typically make as much money in the $2 to $3, $4 price range because I'm not usually comfortable taking like 40, 50, 75,000 share positions. I usually will do better in the 10 to 20 range because on those, 6 to 10,000 shares, you could get $2 to $3 a share in 2 minutes and be up 10, 20,000 bucks. That on NRSN, we got some nice moves, but it started at $2 today. So from 2 to 7, great move, awesome to see, 200% squeeze. That's phenomenal, but it's actually up 300% right now. But I didn't trade it as well as I could have, and even on a very perfect day, I don't know that I would have made as much on this as I would have if it were a bit more expensive. And I stopped out at the bottom at 526, so it's annoying to see it rallying back up, but this is just, some of them are difficult, and this one was difficult. So, I mean, it was easy, but in some ways in the early part, but then some nasty drops. So, it is what it is. Small red day. That's a successful red day, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. So try again tomorrow, and if we have some good momentum early, I can easily hit $5,000, $10,000, and then today is like water under the bridge. I'm not going to be thinking tomorrow like, oh, today's profits are making back the 1,000 I lost yesterday, because this red day is so small that it's like no big deal. I might be thinking a little bit like I was up 12,000, so the first profit of 12,000 is kind of recouping those losses, but not really. I don't really think about it that way. I pretty much just think like I closed up 1,000, I closed down 1,000. So, I'm thinking about the previous day. It's how I closed that day. Not focus on too much, but that's usually the number. Anyways, yeah, kind of a tricky day. And some days there's a headwind. And if that's the case, kind of ask yourself, does it feel like today is like really hard, particularly hard, harder than usual? And if it is, it's not the best day to be pushing it too much. Just take the loss and try again tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be a little easier. And NRSN, yeah, it's just one of those ones that I'll have some FOMO on, that I somehow managed to only make $6,000 as the stock goes from 250 to 7. But I mean, I made 10,000, 16,000, and then I gave back on these huge candles. I could have been red on this. And I'm sure there's people out there who are red on it. It happens. So anyways, I'm going to leave it alone, and I'll try again tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, see you tomorrow. I hope you really enjoyed that video, and make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 1 million subscribers this year, but we won't get there without your help. So please, please, please hit that subscribe button.